That pill bottle in your carry-on? It just became a problem at 47 airports. A retired teacher from Tampa packed her usual prescriptions for a Mediterranean cruise, same meds she's taken for 11 years. Customs in Barcelona pulled her aside, confiscated her codeine, and handed her a $2,200 fine. She spent 3 days of her vacation without pain medication. She didn't break a single American law. She broke theirs. Last year, over 42,000 travelers had medication seized at international checkpoints, and TSA's updated screening flagged 23% more bags than the year before. I've tracked down the 10 medications getting seniors stopped, fined, and even detained in 2026. And number 3, it's sitting in almost every medicine cabinet in America right now. Number 10. Your cold medicine is a felony in Japan. Look, you've probably packed Sudafed 100 times without thinking twice. Pseudoephedrine, basic cold medicine. Grab it at any Walgreens, but fly into Tokyo and that little red box is treated like methamphetamine. I'm not exaggerating. Japan flat out prohibits pseudoephedrine. Customs officers are trained to find it. A 71-year-old retired engineer from Portland landed at Narita Airport last spring with a half-used box of Sudafed PE in his toiletry bag. They detained him for 6 hours, confiscated the medication. He had to sign a formal customs violation before they released him. The reason? Pseudoephedrine is a precursor chemical for meth production. Japan doesn't care that you have a stuffy nose. Here's your action plan. Before any international trip, check your destination's embassy website for their banned substance list. For Japan specifically, ditch the Sudafed entirely. Pack saline nasal spray instead. It's allowed everywhere. Pro tip: South Korea has similar restrictions. If your cruise or flight connects through Seoul, the same rules apply at transit customs. Think that's frustrating? Wait until you hear what happens with your sleep medication. Number 9. Ambien can get you arrested in Dubai and Singapore. All right, this one catches experienced travelers completely off guard. Ambien, Zolpidem. Millions of seniors take it. Your doctor prescribed it. Totally legal in the US. But in Singapore, it's classified as a controlled psychotropic substance. In the UAE, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, you need pre-approval from their Ministry of Health before you even land. Without that approval, they can arrest you at the airport. A 68-year-old retired nurse from Scottsdale was transiting through Dubai on her way to a river cruise. She had 14 Ambien tablets in her carry-on. Customs flagged them. She spent 9 hours in a detention room while they verified her prescription. She missed her ship, cost her $4,300 in rebooking, and lost cruise days. Here's how to protect yourself. If you're flying through or visiting the UAE, apply for a medication permit through MOHAP, their Ministry of Health portal, at least 2 weeks before departure. For Singapore, contact their Health Sciences Authority. Both have online forms. Insider move. Ask your doctor for a temporary switch to melatonin or diphenhydramine for the trip. Neither is restricted in these countries. Number 8. Codeine legal here, criminal offense there. Listen, codeine is in everything. Tylenol 3, some cough syrups, pain management prescriptions that millions of seniors rely on daily. But in Japan, Greece, the UAE, and several island nations like Fiji, codeine is either banned outright or requires government pre-approval to import. And I have a prescription doesn't cut it. A 73-year-old from Minneapolis was heading to a Greek island cruise. She packed her Tylenol with codeine, same bottle she'd traveled with for years. Greek customs pulled her bag. They confiscated the medication and issued a €1,800 fine. She told them, "But my doctor prescribed this." The officer said, "Ma'am, your doctor doesn't make our laws." The reason this keeps happening? Most countries classify codeine as a narcotic, not a painkiller. And narcotics require import permits that almost no tourist ever applies for. Your action plan: ask your doctor for a codeine-free alternative before international trips. Acetaminophen or ibuprofen work in most cases and are accepted virtually everywhere. Rule of thumb: If your medication has a DEA schedule number on the label, assume it needs a permit abroad. But this next one is the medication that blindsides more seniors than any other. Number 7. Tramadol, the painkiller that's now flagged worldwide. This one's getting worse every single year. Tramadol used to fly under the radar. Not anymore. Egypt banned it entirely. Japan requires pre-approval from their Narcotics Control Department, and in 2026, Fiji, Mauritius, and Indonesia all tightened restrictions. A 70-year-old retired firefighter from San Antonio had been prescribed tramadol for chronic back pain. He packed a 30-day supply for a cruise stopping in Egypt. At the port of Alexandria, security found the tramadol during a routine bag check. They confiscated every pill and fined him $1,600. He spent the rest of his cruise in pain and couldn't get a refill anywhere on the ship. Here's why this is happening. Tramadol abuse has skyrocketed in North Africa and Southeast Asia. These countries aren't targeting you. They're targeting the drug, but you're caught in the crossfire. Here's what you do. Carry a signed letter from your doctor on official letterhead stating the medication name, dosage, and medical necessity. Some countries will accept this, others won't. Check before you go. The magic phrase at customs. I have a physician's letter documenting my prescribed controlled medication. May I present it? Number 6. CBD oil, the legal supplement that isn't. All right, this is the one I get the most questions about. CBD gummies, CBD oil, CBD cream for arthritis. You bought it legally at a store in Florida. It says hemp-derived on the label. Should be fine, right? Not even close. Internationally, most countries don't distinguish between CBD and marijuana. Japan, Singapore, the UAE, South Korea, Russia all treat CBD as cannabis, period. And even domestically, TSA officers have discretion. If your CBD oil doesn't clearly show under 0.3% THC on the label, they can pull you aside. A 66-year-old from Denver packed CBD cream for her knee arthritis on a flight to Tokyo. Japanese customs tested it. It contained 0.4% THC, barely over the U.S. hemp threshold. She was detained for 14 hours and deported the next morning. Her $8,000 trip gone. Your protection plan: leave all CBD products at home for international travel. No exceptions. Domestically, only carry products with clear lab-tested labels showing under 0.3% THC. And keep the receipt. Pro tip: switch to topical menthol or capsaicin cream for joint pain while traveling. Zero legal risk. Available everywhere. Here's where most travelers get completely blindsided. Number 5. Insulin and syringes. Allowed but constantly flagged. Now, insulin is 100% allowed through TSA, syringes too. But allowed and smooth are two very different things. A 74-year-old diabetic from Chicago packed his insulin, syringes, and glucose gel in his carry-on. He didn't separate them. He didn't declare them. TSA pulled his entire bag. He waited 40 minutes while they inspected every item. He nearly missed his flight to visit his grandchildren in Seattle. The problem isn't the rules, it's how you pack. TSA expects you to separate medical liquids from your regular toiletries. They expect you to declare them verbally. When you don't, their scanners flag the syringes as potential threats, and suddenly you're in secondary screening. Here's your system. Pack insulin, syringes, and gel packs in a separate, clear bag. When you reach the conveyor belt, hand it to the officer and say, "I have medically necessary liquids and syringes. They're separated and ready for inspection." Insider move. Call TSA, cares at 855-787-2227 at least 72 hours before your flight. They'll assign a specialist to walk you through security. It's free. It's designed for exactly this situation. And almost nobody uses it. All right, I need to pause here for a second, because what's coming in the top 4, these are the medications that cost seniors the most money and cause the most delays at security in 2026. Quick favor, hit that like button right now. It helps other travelers find these warnings before they fly. And subscribe so you don't miss my next insider travel hack. Okay, let's get into it. Number 4. Liquid prescriptions. The 3.4 ounces trap that doesn't exist. This is the single biggest myth in airport security. Seniors are throwing away prescription cough syrup, liquid pain medication, and even liquid heart medication because they think the 3.4 ounce rule applies. It doesn't. Medical liquids are exempt, completely exempt, no size limit. But, and here's the kicker, you have to declare them. A 69-year-old from Newark packed liquid cough medicine in her carry-on. She even told the first TSA agent. That agent said, leave it in the bag. Her bag got pulled anyway. She waited 45 minutes while a second agent searched everything. The culprit? The undeclared cough syrup. The system is designed so that if you don't separate and declare, the scanner treats your medical liquid like a potential threat. Here's exactly what to do. Pull all medical liquids out of your bag. Put them in their own clear pouch. Separate from toiletries. Step up and say, these are medically exempt liquids. That's it. You'll sail through. Rule of thumb. If it's prescribed or medically necessary and it's liquid, it gets its own bag and its own announcement. Every single time. Number 3. Your pill organizer. Fine domestically, a disaster abroad. This is the one sitting in almost every senior traveler's bag right now. That cute weekly pill organizer with Monday through Sunday compartments. Inside the US TSA doesn't care. Use it, no problem. But the second you land internationally, those mystery pills with no labels are a customs nightmare. Officers in Europe, Asia, and South America see unlabeled pills and assume the worst. They don't know if that's blood pressure medication or something illegal. A 72-year-old from Philadelphia used her pill organizer on a trip to Rome. Italian customs opened it, saw 6 different unlabeled pills, and detained her for 3 hours while they tested each one. She missed her tour group's departure. The testing confirmed everything was legal, but she still lost an entire day. Here's your fix. Use the organizer for convenience, but also pack the original pharmacy bottles in your carry-on. When you cross any international border, have those bottles accessible. The labels are your proof. The magic phrase, I have my original prescription bottles with pharmacy labels if you'd like to verify. This next one catches even the most prepared travelers off guard. Number 2. Mixing medications with altitude and alcohol at 35,000 feet. This isn't about customs. This isn't about TSA. This is about your safety. And it's the one nobody talks about honestly. At cruising altitude, cabin pressure drops to the equivalent of sitting at 6,000 to 8,000 feet elevation. That changes how your body absorbs medication. Blood thinners work differently. Blood pressure meds hit harder. Sedatives become more potent. Now add that free glass of wine the flight attendant just offered. A 67-year-old from Atlanta took her regular Xanax dose with a small glass of red wine on a transatlantic flight. She became so disoriented, the crew had to call for a medical professional on board. The emergency diversion was discussed. Her husband was terrified. The reason? Alcohol amplifies sedative effects by up to 40% at altitude. Your normal dose isn't your normal dose at 35,000 feet. Here's your protection. Talk to your doctor before any flight over 4 hours. Ask specifically, do any of my medications interact differently at altitude? And skip the alcohol entirely if you're on blood thinners, sedatives, or blood pressure medication. Pro tip, set your phone alarm to your home time zone for medication schedules on the first day. Adjust gradually. Never skip a dose to catch up. Number 1. No doctor's note. The mistake that costs seniors the most. Look, this is the one that ties everything together. Every single medication I just covered, every fine, every detention, every confiscation, almost all of them could have been prevented with one document, a signed letter from your doctor on official letterhead, listing every medication by generic and brand name, the dosage, and the words, this medication is medically necessary for the patient's ongoing treatment. A 75-year-old from Boston traveled to a Mediterranean cruise with 6 different prescriptions. He had the original bottles. He had his pill organizer. But he didn't have a doctor's letter. When customs in Marseille questioned his oxycodone, he had no official documentation beyond the pharmacy label. They confiscated a 30-day supply. He spent $890 getting an emergency prescription from a local French doctor who could only give him a 7-day supply. Here's the truth. Pharmacy labels prove you filled a prescription. A doctor's letter proves you need the medication. International customs want both. Your action plan. Before any trip, call your doctor's office and request a medication travel letter. Ask them to include generic names, not just brand names, because brand names differ by country. Get it on a letterhead. Carry 2 copies, 1 in your carry-on, 1 in your checked bag. The magic phrase to your doctor's office. I need a travel medication letter listing all prescriptions by generic name, dosage, and medical necessity, on letterhead with your signature. This alone could save you thousands of dollars and days of your vacation. Now, knowing these medication rules won't matter if you make the wrong move at the TSA checkpoint itself. The way you dress, what you say, even how you act, it all determines whether you breeze through or get pulled aside. A 70-year-old from Dallas wore metal knee braces and a money belt through security. She was flagged, patted down, and delayed 35 minutes, missing her boarding group. Most seniors don't realize the TSA is watching your behavior before you even reach the scanner. And it's costing them hours. Watch 7 TSA checkpoint mistakes that get seniors flagged every time next. It's right here. Don't let a simple mistake turn your trip into a nightmare. See you there.